for testing our live stream before the Maundy Thursday service.
Recount the events of Maundy Thursday, directly from the scriptures.
I didn't interrupt you again. I'm sorry. It's your wife. She said here. All right, go ahead.
A narrative starting with the disciples preparing for the upper room for Passover meal and finishing with Peter's denial of Jesus. As you hear the story presented to you loud as they begin to circulate amongst the churches, let your imagination fill in the visual details as the readers bring the story to life. And be prepared to participate in this story, for you will be called to sing that after the Lord's Supper, Jesus and the disciples sang a hymn before they left for the Mount of Olives. Scholars' story of the Exodus. What a special opportunity we have tonight to connect with our ancient church family by singing the very psalms they sang over 2,000 years ago. Make family.
Said to him,
"Where will you have us go?" And a man carrying a jar of water will meet you. Follow him, and wherever he enters, say to the upper room, furnished and ready.
And the disciples set out and went to the city
and found it just as he had told them, and they prepared for the Passover.
The first meal that began the Passover holiday is known as the Passover Seder meal.
Seder is Hebrew for order and indicates that this... Again, the first meal that began the Passover holiday is known and indicates that this ritualized meal progresses in a particular sequence of events, including foot washing, drinking symbolic wine, asking traditional questions, and singing the psalms. Toward the middle of the family, and other times everyone sang the songs together, which is what we are going to do. Please remain seated as we sing Psalm 113 and Psalm 114. And remember,
Pause there for a second. Dale, thank you for muting those. I made some adjustments to the equalizer, and I think it's working. What I like, it should be. All right, go ahead. Praise the Lord, sing hallelujah. Praise the servant from the rising of the sun to when he makes the sun and flame.
This is the hymn quartet.
All right, remember you have to advance it. That's frustrating when that happens. Try on the bottom right. On the bottom right, stop the slide.
It's going up and down.
Blessed be the Andy that repairs things.
And he goes up there to help.
One, two, echo, echo. One,
I heard a little bit.
like 1, 2, echo, echo.
Yeah, I heard the air.
A little feedback.
All right, sorry. And go to Psalm 114.
Of Egypt came, and Jeff worlds become, and it look and fled away the joy.
To the next slide, whatever it is another scripture?
Now before own who were in the yet, Simon and was going back to God rose from supper. He laid aside his outer garments and, taking a towel, tied it around his waist.
Do not understand now, but afterward you will understand.
You shall never wash my feet and my...
And you are clean, but not every one of you.
For Jesus knew who was to betray him. That was his place. He said to them,
Example, that you are master, nor is a messenger greater than the one who sent him. But I'm telling you this now, before it takes place. I send receives me, and whoever receives me receives the one who sent me. Truly, truly I say to you, one of you will betray me.
The disciples looked at one another, uncertain of whom he spoke. One of his disciples, whom Jesus loved, was reclining at Jesus' side.
Lord, who is it?
And Jesus answered,
It is he to whom I will give this morsel of bread when I have dipped it.
So when he had dipped the morsel, he gave it to Judas, the son of Simon Iscariot. Then,
You're going to do quickly.
now, no one at the table knew why Jesus said this to Judas. Some thought that because Judas had the money bag, Jesus was telling him, buy what we need for the feast, or that he should give something to the poor. When Judas had gone out, Jesus said,
Him, a little while I am with you. Cannot come. A new commandment by this.
And that Jesus is giving to love one another is the origin of the name for Maundy, Thursday. The word Maundy comes from the Latin word mandatum, meaning command, just like the word mandate. Jesus is giving us a mandate to love one another. The very notion that Jesus would command us to love one another suggests that it's something that might not come naturally, and we therefore have to intentionally practice doing it. Let us meditate on this divine command to love one another as we listen to a scripture song of Jesus' own word in John 15, 9 through 11.
As the Father has loved me, so I have loved you. Abide in my love. If you keep my commandments, and abide in his love. As the Father has loved me, so I have loved you. As the Father has loved me, so I have loved you. Abide in my love. If you keep my commandments, you will abide in my love, just as I have kept my Father's commandments and abide in his love. These things I have spoken to you, that my joy may be dwelling in you, and that your joy may be full. As the Father has loved me, so I have loved you. As the Father has loved me, so I
it, broke it, and gave it to his disciples, and said,
Take, eat. This is my body.
And he took a cup, and when he had given thanks, he gave it to them, saying,
Drink it, all of you, for this is my blood of the covenant, which is poured out for many and for the forgiveness of sins. Kingdom.
After Jesus instituted the Lord's Supper, he spoke at length with his disciples to encourage them, warn them, and pray for them. This extended monologue is known as Jesus' farewell discourse. At the end, he prays for both the disciples and future believers, which is us, that Jesus can. May it encourage you to draw closer to him.
Abba, Father, I do not ask for these only, but also for those who believe in me through their word, that they may all be one, just as you, Father, are in me, and I in you, that they also may be in us, so that the world may believe that you, I in them, and you in me, that they may become perfectly one, so that the world may know that you sent me and love them, even as you love me. Father, I desire that they also, whom you have given me, may be with me where I am, to see my glory that you have given me, because you loved me before the foundation of the world. Oh, righteous Father, even though the world does not know you, I know you, and these know that you have sent me. I made known to them your name, and I will continue to make it known, that the love with which you have loved me may be in them, and I in them.
After Jesus prayed, he joined the disciples in singing a hymn before leading them to the Mount of Olives. They likely sang Psalm 118 as it was the last of the psalms that were typically sung at the Passover Seder meal. In kindred spirit, we'll sing a portion of the...
Not forgetting what tune I chose. I forget the tune. It's Forest Green. What's the tune of Forest Green, everybody? Of course, it's a trick question. You're not going to know that. It's,
Right there on the tip of my tongue.
no, it's, oh, come on. Okay. Oh, praise the Lord, for he is good. His love endures always. Let those of Israel now say his love endures always. And let the house of Aaron say his love endures always. Let those who fear call to the Lord, and he did answer me. I cried in anguish, and he heard from trouble, set me free. The Lord is with me, ever sure. I will not be afraid. For what is there that man can do when I am on him stayed? The Lord is with me, he is my help against the enemy. You went too fast in that one. Could you back up? I was on enemy. Could you back up one slide? That's a double right there. So I was on the word enemy. Enemy, therefore upon, I wasn't finished yet. Are you singing along? It might be helpful if you sing along with it, if you actually follow the words. So better far to trust the
Lord. Prince.
Whoops. Is the computer acting up a little bit? This line, it's better far to trust. So, it's better far to trust the Lord.
You told me to back up the slide.
Yeah, I did. Back up a slide. Okay, all right. Oh, I know what's going on. I have to make an adjustment to... Okay. I have to make an adjustment to this confidence monitor. So there's a problem with the confidence monitor. You're doing a good job. Those were working okay. This is a new thing we're doing. Okay. All right, we've just finished singing the song.
And when they had sung a hymn, they went out to the Mount of Olives. Then Jesus said to them,
You and the sheep of the flock will be scattered. But after I am raised up, I will go before you to Galilee.
Peter answered him,
Though they fall away because of you, I will never fall away.
Simon, Simon, behold, Satan has demanded to have you, that he might sift you like wheat. But I have prayed for you, that your faith may not fail. And when you have turned again, strengthen your brothers. Truly, I tell you, this very night, before the rooster crows, you will deny me 3 times.
And they went to a place called Gethsemane. And Jesus said to his disciples,
Sit here while I pray.
And he took with him Peter and James and John, and began to be greatly distressed and troubled. And he said to them,
My soul is very sorrowful, even to death. Remain here and watch.
And going a little further, he fell on the ground and prayed that if it were possible, the hour might pass from him. And he said,
Abba, Father, all things are possible for you. Remove this cup from me, yet not what I will, but what you will.
And he came and found his disciples sleeping. And he said to Peter,
Simon, are you asleep? Could you not watch 1 hour? Watch and pray that you may not enter into temptation. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak.
And again he went away and prayed, saying the same words. And again he came and found them sleeping, for their eyes were very heavy, and they did not know what to answer him. And he came the 3rd time and said to them,
Are you still sleeping and taking your rest? It is enough. The hour has come. The Son of Man is betrayed into the hands of sinners. Rise, and let us be going. See, my betrayer is at hand.
While he was still speaking, Judas came, one of the 12, and with him a great crowd with swords and clubs from the chief priests and the elders of the people. Now the betrayer had given them a sign, saying, The one I will kiss is the man. Seize him. And Judas came up to Jesus at once and said,
Greetings, Rabbi.
And he kissed him. Jesus said to him,
Friend, do what you came to do.
Then they came up and laid hands on Jesus and seized him. And behold, one of those who were with Jesus stretched out his... Jesus touched...
For all who take up sword will perish by the sword. Do you think I cannot appeal to my... It must be so.
At that hour, Jesus said to the crowds,
Simple teaching, and you did not...
Then all the disciples left him and led him to Caiaphas the high priest, where the scribes and elders had gathered, and see the end. 2 came forward and said, This man said, I am able to destroy the temple of God.
No answer to make. What is it that these men testify against you?
But Jesus remained silent. And the high priest said to him,
I adjure you by the living God, tell us if you are the Christ, the Son of God.
And Jesus said,
You on the clouds of
This do we need. You have now heard his blasphemy.
struck him, and some slapped him, saying,
Prophesy to us, you Christ. Who is it that struck you?
Now Peter was sitting outside in the courtyard, denied it before them all, saying,
I do not know what you mean.
and he went out to the entrance. Another servant girl,
I do not know the man.
after a little while, and immediately the rooster crowed.
You will deny me 3 times.
As we prepare our hearts for communion, meditate on the fall and restoration of Peter and how Jesus, after Jesus' resurrection. Let us approach communion with the knowledge that Jesus knows our failures. He has prayed for us in advance, continues to intercede for us, and he is ever faithful to forgive us.
I'm going to close that and leave it there. And I'm guessing we exit stage that way.
I do not know. Let's wait for our director.
Mm-hmm.
Could you hear the rooster?
Oh, yeah.
I heard the crickets chirping at night earlier.
I did, yeah.
I'll be honest, the crickets I thought was a problem with our air conditioning system.
Down there, it did sound like crickets.
Okay.
It really
And you
did,
heard
I thought.
Soldiers.
You did very well with the soldiers and stuff. That seemed to go time nicely the way
Okay.
you read.
Well, luckily, I figured out that was the crickets. Leading up to that, so I was kind of anticipating I'd forgotten about the sound.
No, you did fine. No, you were a good pro. Whatever that is, I'm going to ignore it. So let's do a little bit of this song. Lord, is it I? It's in A minor. The bread is the bread is broken and the wine is I'm gonna have music. And once more grim Golgotha's hill is nigh. By whom is Christ again denied, betrayed? Or should we all cry out, Lord, is it I? Lord, is it I? Lord, is it I? Okay, I'm singing the harmony now. Anyway.
Now, are you going to have, what's his name with you?
Mark
Mark's
and I are
gonna
going to
be-
sing.
okay.
I don't need this. Mark and I are going to sing that. Well, I didn't want him to have to come tonight. He's doing
Yeah, well, you're going to be working on that, was it tomorrow? Okay.
Yeah. So I will fix that. Let's back up, and if we could, the rooster part worked out well. I want to give Carol a chance to do that timing. I ran upstairs because I realized I forgot to put the rooster in there, and literally, I just put it in and clicked it as soon as you said it. I want Carol to get that timing.
Okay.
So, let me see.
Do you want to just do Peter's denials again, or?
Your
Yeah,
sixth,
let's do,
yeah,
Carol, let's do the slide.
page 8, in other words, yeah.
Hold on. Let me go up there and help.
I think I got it.
When you weep at the very last, make it louder.
Okay.
You were down here being sad, but it needs to be out there. There you go, Santa
Is that
Claus.
better?
Oh, Santa Claus, yeah, you got it.
So somewhere between that and, have y'all watched the like Hamilton that's on Disney Plus? the recorded version of Hamilton. So at the very end,
Is it good?
yeah, Hamilton's really good. Have you ever seen any production of it?
No. I've read the book, but not the production. Probably not the same, huh?
I think he took some liberties, but it was a Ron Chernow biography of him that he used to do.
Yeah?
It's pretty good.
Okay.
All right. Now Peter was sitting outside in the courtyard, and a servant girl came up to him and said, "You also were with Jesus the Galilean." But he denied it before them all, saying,
I do not know what you mean.
And when he went out to the entrance, another servant girl saw him, and she said to the bystanders, "This man was with Jesus of Nazareth." And again he denied it with an oath.
I do not know the man.
After a little while the bystanders came up and said to Peter, "Certainly you too are one of them, for your accent betrays you." Then he began to invoke a curse on himself and to swear.
I do not know the man.
And immediately the rooster crowed.
All right, Sam, I want you to sit up. Like that. You are in total shock. And oh no, it happened. So I want you to react to that's good. Put your hands up. And then when Jesus talks, I want you to turn to him a little bit, okay? So read that again. Let's back up that slide. I want that to be a moment of big drama, okay? So read the passage just before the rooster, just a little bit before the rooster.
Okay. Certainly you too are one of them, for your accent betrays you. Then he began to invoke a curse on himself and to swear.
I do not know the man.
And immediately the rooster crowed.
That was part of it.
And Peter remembered the saying of Jesus.
Before he makes that fall on the ground, you will deny me 3 times.
So remember, I'd like you to read that line. Your heart is breaking.
Yes.
So it's not like an oracle, but you're saying it very tenderly, very tenderly. For your parchment. Do that one more time, and you don't have to flail your arms. You can just sit up.
Okay.
And there's
I won't have
gas
the water bottle with me, though.
on your face. Try that one more time. This is going to be a big moment here.
Then he began to invoke a curse on himself and to swear.
I do not know the man.
And immediately the rooster crowed. And Peter remembered.
Let's do that one more time. You looked up, and then you looked immediately back down to the text.
Yeah, I was looking at the text, but I don't have anything to say. That's right.
I have nothing to say after that.
Yeah.
You're done.
Immediately the rooster crowed. He looked up, and then he looked down.
Yeah.
So you look up, you don't have to look back down. When Jesus starts talking, you slowly turn over and look at him. Okay? And these are little nuances that we have to practice, okay? Let's do the same thing again. Good job on the time.
Then he began to invoke a curse on himself and to swear.
I do not know the man.
And immediately the rooster crowed. And Peter remembered the saying of Jesus.
Before the rooster crows, you will deny me 3 times.
And Peter went out and wept bitterly.
As we prepare our hearts for communion, meditate on the fall and restoration of Peter and how Jesus knew in advance that Peter would deny him, and Jesus prayed for his restoration, which occurred after Jesus' resurrection. Let us approach communion with the knowledge that Jesus knows our failures. He has prayed for us in advance and continues to intercede for us, and he is ever faithful to forgive us.
All right. That last scene worked very nicely. That worked very nicely.
the rest was other guy. No.
So,
What about an exit? How do you want us to do
Yeah,
it?
how do you want to do that? Well, entrance and exit for
Yeah.
that
yeah,
matter.
no, good point. No, thank you. I guess when it's time to take communion, you can go down with your families.
Okay.
Andy's going to introduce communion again, and
Do I-
Maybe we just have all our stuff here for entrance, and then as we people start together, when you tell us, we just walk up.
yeah, I would say when the bells start playing.
Okay.
Okay.
When the bells start playing, you guys come up and take your seats.
It's a good idea.
And it may be that Andy introduces the bells, and then after the bells finish, you start. I've got to work out that detail. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? So the bells are going to play a piece, and then I've got to work it out with Andy. So it may be the bells play, and then Andy says something, and then you say something. Or it may be that Andy says something, the bells play, and when they're finished, I'll be conducting, I'll look at you and go like that.
Okay.
So you'll get a cue when I'm
Okay. Before it was Andy, so it sits down, but if I see you going like, I'll know.
No, John! No!
Please, Lord, help him.
But prior to that, do you
For the
want us
love
to
of
be
God,
up
man,
here
go
the
on
love-
stage.
go.
to begin with, or what?
No, I think when the bells play, you guys can come.
Okay.
Or maybe just before the bells play. I'm sorry, I haven't worked out that.
Yeah, or during the bells, yeah. That would
When
be.
you hear someone hold it, ding, 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 that's when.
Or when we see Andy go,
Oh, see,
Yeah.
that's when I usually rush to the feed trough.
I was like, he's making me hungry.
So, let me ask that. I'm going to give you just a couple notes. Carol, everything good? Carol, you good? I see about this much of you. Thank you very much. I'm going to make sure those sounds are more present. I'll pull down the music at the beginning so you don't have to fiddle around much. The one sound